In the Gospel of John chapter 8 verse 2, the teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now, what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him, but Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger.
This is just another passage that proves that Jesus is God. Deuteronomy 9 verse 10. The Lord gave me 2 stone tablets inscribed by the finger of God. On them were all the commandments the Lord proclaimed to you on the mountain out of the fire, on the day of the assembly. Now the punishment for adultery was clearly stated in Leviticus 20 verse 10. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress are to be put to death. But the Pharisee brought just the woman. At this time, the Pharisees knew fully well that the Jews, being under the Roman Empire, did not sanction a capital punishment on anyone. When they threw the question to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" Now if Jesus had said yes, kill her, they would say he was instigating the people to rebel against Rome. Also, he would be found guilty of their sin of being partial by sanctioning only the woman and not both culprit. On the flip side, if he says no, not to kill her, the Pharisee will say he is a false prophet. He is against Moses. Instead of these 2 options, he decided to show them that he was the one who wrote the commandments in the first place. In John 8 verse 6 it says, "But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger." This is what he did in Exodus 31:13. When the Lord finished speaking to Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 tablets of the covenant law, the tablets of stone inscribed by the finger of God. Although we do not need to bother about what he wrote on the ground at that instance, rather his responses. In verse 7, when they kept questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Jesus already knew that they were in sin by bringing only the woman when the law says both the man and the woman should be put to death. They started walking away one by one, starting from the eldest with their conscience witnessing against them. This proves again that Jesus is God in Jeremiah 17:13, which says, "Lord, you are the hope of Israel. All who forsake you will be put to shame. Those who turn away from you will be written in the dust because they have forsaken the Lord, the spring of living water."